Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friends. Welcome back to our safe and intuitive space here on YouTube. And today we're here specifically for our Aquarius friends. So if you have placements in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or any other relevant placements in Aquarius, this video is for you, and we will be looking at how your week ahead is going to go, your week of 18th of August all the way to 24th of August. So Aquarius, I'm seeing this energy of leaving something behind this week for you, and it definitely has to do with your career and with your finances. So let's begin. Aquarius, you are done settling. You're done settling, you're done swallowing people's words, side eyes, judgments, people talking to you sideways, people telling you things that really don't matter. You might have been until now in a situation where you felt like you've been kind of judged in a way. Like people look at you weird, like you're the odd one, like you're the black duck, the black sheep, the little duckling of the group. You feel like you've been in a situation where people have completely excluded you at times from that situation. This is really interesting, Aquarius. And part of it has been because you have such a different way of thinking than other people. You interpret things, you dress yourself, you present yourself, you find your space in the world in a really different way than other people. And so other people perceive you as somebody who is strange, who is different, or have been perceiving you. And because of that, they've been doing all of these things to you that you do not like. However, Aquarius, this week you're getting the courage to say no. We have the Queen of Swords. No, this is enough. I do not allow you to speak to me this way. I have a no, I don't want to have any connection with this. I don't believe in this. This is something that I do not condone. I am not going to stay quiet, because if I stay quiet, that means that I agree, and I don't. And you're going to say everything that's on your mind about the situation. Now, this is going to send you down a path of really being able to get really clear on what you actually want to do next. Because once you exit this job, I specifically see that you may be exiting a job or a relationship. This can also be a relationship with somebody long-term, a toxic relationship, a karmic relationship that has been really siphoning your energy in that way. And you're finally saying no, it's enough, and you're going on this journey to look for, what do you actually want? If I don't want this, then what do I actually want? And an encouragement for you is, a really big phrase for the week for you is, there is a really great power in knowing what you don't want. And so Aquarius, one of your main messages for this week is getting really clear on what you do not like, what you do not appreciate, what you do not stand for. Because this is going to be one of the biggest catalysts for you understanding what you actually want in your life, the kind of jobs and relationships that you want to invite in. And so you're going on this journey where you're leaving behind this job or this relationship, and even if you do not know exactly what it is going to come next or what you actually want to be calling in, you are doing this. And I see that you're going to have a lot of success in this. So I want to get more information for our Aquarius collective. I want to get more information about this thing, this job or this relationship that Aquarius is saying, no, this is enough. I do not want to participate in this anymore. I want to leave this behind. The situation is toxic. The situation is draining. Okay, what is, oh my God. Oh my God, Aquarius. This is something that is a part of you growing as a person in a really deep way, because we're getting the devil here. The devil here for you, Aquarius. I see that this is a relationship, a job situation that is here to imprison you. Those people that you're relating with or those job opportunities or colleagues at your job, they're here to keep you stuck. They do not want you to leave the situation. In fact, Aquarius, if this is somebody you're in a relationship with, they might turn things around on you. They maybe have been really cold and distant, but now that you say you're going to leave, they're going to tell you, don't leave. Don't leave. I love you. I want to be with you. I want to do this and that with you. If this is a job for you, Aquarius, this may be somebody giving you a raise or promising you a raise after you've completed a couple of more things. This is this energy of you're about to exit this toxic dynamic, and the dynamic pushes you back towards itself with this offer, with this promise of things getting better. And I have to tell you, Aquarius, that things will not get any better. They will not. Absolutely. Say no. I guarantee you will not regret it, because when I see the devil in any sort of reading, in any sort of spread, there is, yes, a really strong karmic cycle going on that you necessarily needed to experience in your lifetime, and that you're going to grow a lot from and transform a lot from. However, the devil is never worth continuing and persevering with. The only cards that I see in a reading that tell me if you're in a toxic dynamic, maybe you should continue being in this dynamic because it's giving you something of value, would be if I see the Lovers or the Two of Cups or any kind of energetic like that. However, when I see the devil, I see that the only thing that you're going to perpetuate with continuing in this cycle is you're going to perpetuate the same cycle. You're going to be going around in circles. There's going to be absolutely no growth possible. The only thing that you're going to be doing is revisiting the same places all over again. Of course, you may start noticing new things and learning more deeply about the manipulative tactics of a toxic relationship or job. However, you are going to have these perspectives. You're not going to be able to exit the situation anyway. So it's kind of like you're going in a loop. Even though you're changing in your perspective of the relationship or job is changing, the situation still stays the same. And that is the quality of the devil, really. In tarot spreads, it has a way of imprisoning you. It has a way of keeping you stuck and of keeping your soul stuck in a situation that is most frankly an illusion. You do not need this person in your life. You do not need this job, Aquarius. I see that you're going to be going towards something that is much more prolific, much more healthy, and that brings you a lot more in your life and in your finances even than you can imagine. For our final advice here for Aquarius, we have the Strength card, and the Strength card really tells me that you need to continue going on. You have a really strong intuition about where you're going to be going next, and so continue going. Don't look back. If you want to look back, look back. However, do not get stuck in the same situation. One of the biggest advice I can give you, Aquarius, about this is to journal about this. There is something really enlightening about journaling, because when you're journaling, specifically if you're doing any practices like morning pages, if you're aware, morning pages is writing your thoughts first thing in the morning, everything that comes to mind first thing in the morning for about 30 minutes. You would be surprised how much actually comes out. And one of the most beautiful things about morning pages for me is that you do not need to make sense. You do not need to be writing something beautiful or something that actually helps you with anything, really. You just write whatever comes to mind, and you just can allow yourself to continue in the same loop of thought for a couple of days, weeks, months. And I guarantee you that eventually you will exit that thought loop. However, this will permit you to see on paper what the thought loop is in order to break it. So it's going to allow you to see how you're being imprisoned in this relationship or in this job situation. What are exactly the reasons more clearly, versus you just thinking about it. Because when you're thinking about it, you're just perceiving it from one perspective, which is the mind and the non-verbal. But when you put it into paper, you're actually able to perceive it as yourself seeing seeing something physical and real in the real world, right? So there's this other kind of interaction that is much more informative. So I really recommend you to do this. I'm really